Assalamu alaikum and I will explain the ETABS. It's about the load, the the maximum load of the building structure. It's either the slab, column, beam, edge, section, capacity. For this
So first
this section is asphazadine. There is a lower than this, there is a line this. First you have to fix the units, and I choose USSI. There is a custom SI, custom. This version is not like the old. The old, you just open the units, tell you kilonewton per meter you have to choose. But this one, you have to set it by yourself. So I will choose the unit, and then there is a format change for the units. After that, you choose the meter for the length, the area. It must be by meter square, and the load kilonewton, and everything from the moment kilonewton per meter, and this thing. Anyhow, first when you begin by the ETABS, it comes to you the mole format. It will tell you edit the grid and the storage system. Now I'm fixing the length, the area. I will change it to everything by meter.
Anything
the length by meter.
Weight, kilonewton.
So that the length because of the width, it will be meter square for the area. And anyhow, I add all the format I want.
I want the length.
And the units I wanted, I change it by format custom.
Okay. This is for the just click unit. Now I will go.
Anyhow, first we will fix the grid and the story system. Everything about the new model template.
What do you want?
You can just pick from edit, or you begin a new model and Rasu Yamatan. The grading and the story system.
Anyhow, I can.
Okay, here you can modify. لما استكاكل هي if you already skipped all the information about the grade and the story system you want, and then you want to add another story or like this, you click edit and then grade system, edit or story.
System or modify.
This is the story system, Mr. Kakal. Since story we have ground, story 1, story 2, and then the roof. I will choose this as an example. This project is G plus 2. And then the first one is the ground, story 1, story 2, and the roof. It's a G plus 2 villa project. So I will arrange ground, story 1, story 2, and then the roof. So the ground is, you begin with 0, there is no basement. If there is a basement, you will take the height of the basement. So let's begin from the beginning. It's to be more clear and
So
to add all the information.
from the beginning.
Okay.
Disappears and I die. Again because
So I choose the units, fixed it from them, and then it comes for me this template for the new model. Now I will choose grade only. If you want, you have a lot of options, like for the steel, for the foundation, for the. But I will choose grade system.
I will go to the direct.
I have grade by x and y direction. In the x direction, how many grade I have?
5.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from the y direction, so this is the grade direction and the x direction. The grade lines, how many? Count it as 6. So I will put 6. And then in the y direction, how many grade lines I have?
The origin.
I will count it. And
The
hold it. Sost.
but I will make
Arat.
here.
I missed.
Okay.
And it's must be this here tafto, I think, because it must begin with a distance and end with a 0.
Here.
لا مزقات هي drawing.
Like
When you put this grade,
here.
it must end with a 0. Look here, as this on the ground floor. Begin with a distance and end with a 0.
And then spacing.
هون the distance that you begin the extra direction with. So we have the first spacing. This spacing is 5.5 from the x direction.
On the direction.
And then from the y direction the first is and then ETABS 93. And then if I want to add all the information of the other spacing, other grades, I will choose custom editing or custom grade. And then it will come for me all the Okay, back. هون I will fix the first by ordinate or by spacing. So I have already put for me 5.5 in the x directions, and also I have to fix in the y direction. So in the fix and the x direction, the space is 5.5 as I already set it before, and then the second space I have to arrange it. I will check it from the drawing, which is 3.07. And then the third one, in the x direction, the third space is 2.04. 2.93, and then you put all the spacing in the x direction. You begin from the origin x and y, and you move in the x and the y direction. So at the end, this is the last spacing, 4 point, and then مزقات بزيرو. The last 6 grade line is 0 because it's closed here. Yes, look, we finish here, it's closed by the grade line. Now we will go to check the y direction. If I will change this to from the ordinating to the spacing, يتدمرال. The first one is 5 point plus the 2 or the 3.07, it will comes to us 8. So 8 has come out, and then يتدمر اسك 10 So in the x direction, the total length is 10. Okay, so by the spacing, if we arranged it, we will put all the spacing by each one. But by the ordinate, he will يدمر الراسو till the total length. You get it at the end, the last grade line. On in the y direction, so it began with and نطيب 3 as I inserted بفيت. Now each one I have to add them. So from the 2, the second one, because he already put the first one, the second one, distance, which is 4.95. and then عندنا طيب 4 and Look at the photo above the grade line. I will arrange the numbers from down to up as he will arrange it in the ETABS. $4.550, the next one. And then at the end ولاتنا تبقى 15 and then we close it by the 6th grid line 0. So if we go by the ordinate also يتدمرال till it will come 14, the total length from the y direction, and then 14 يبقى the 19, the total meter square of the molo building مثلا. Well, I'm correct, this is the total building grade. This is what I want. I already inserted customly, and now I have to arrange the story. So I have sent story, ground, story 1, story 2, and roof 4. No, it's 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the distance between the story is 3.4. So at the end, سيتدمر, it will be 10.2. So begin the ground from 0, then 3.4, 3.4, and then at the end 3.4 the last to the roof, and the mirror is the راسه يا مطل, and the elevation length by meter, height by meter. Each story height you have to insert it here, and the total height راسه he will calculate it and put it. 10 نطلب هاي. Anyhow, the yes, no for the others we will say similar stories, none, it's better. And then you arrange it buhala, you say typical, not typical. For now, choose the colors you want to distinguish one story from the other, and okay. Now we fixed the stories detail, and we choose only grade system, fixed all the grade that we want, the spacing and everything. And there is many types, but after we choose the grade only, on display يا رجال for all the data I already included or inserted. We have 3D and we have the elevations, the plan, like the floor plan. You already make it in the AutoCAD or like this. All the grade system and the wire and the X direction, the distance and everything. The grid lines, everything. All the spaces already displayed, inserted, and then the 3D. The first, the ground, the first, the second, and the roof. This is the view, the windows arrangement. It's originated from the XY direction and the view 3D. Check everything. If there is any citation like this, you go to edit, grade, or story, and then you will modify each one. Now we will go to define. We will choose define material or section. We will add the sections name. So I went to define and then I choose section and then I will add some. This is material. I will add the material properties. And then, for example, C25, I will use C25 for the beam. I will choose the color. I will change yellow properties in the system. I will choose this by the standard of material. Here in Ethiopia they use it. APS, I think, 12 ምናምን. There is a manual that tells us the maximum for the mass density, for the volume, for maximum compressive strength, shearing, electricity, model of electricity, everything as the manual stated. The maximum capacity, we will use it in the model of electricity. For the shear, for the everything. For C25, here I will make a again. I will say concrete, the type of material that I will add, and it's C25. For the weight and the mass is 25, 2.5. Here you add all the detail of the material that we will use. For example, C25, the weight it will be 12 to the weight to 25 and the mass 2.5. Here it will be 25 e power of 3. Shearing capacity now it will be 600 e power of 3. The ratio will be 0.2. Anyhow, our this properties must be in the manual. You just insert it here. The comparison strength and everything. I just saw it in the manual and then I entered it. This is for the beams that I will use. I entered this. There is for the shearing capacity threshold either power 3. Anyhow, all this check it first from the manual and then the material C25 property you will use in the beams or on column. If I want to add, I will add another one, C13. I will use concrete degree or grade C25 and C30. If you also want to add steel, in the system there is a steel, I will just add my material properties that I will use in the site. Again, concrete C13. I will see C30, the name of the material that I will enter, and then I will choose the color, and then I will check the weight and the mass, add it, everything, the ratio 0, not a whole lot as the previous. Leila Haya Arat, here power 3. And then okay, I entered it. Leila materials, the steel, the anything you will use, the polywood properties, everything. Let's go back. Letting concrete and everything you will use in the structural. Leila on section, I will add sections like concrete beams, columns. I will delete all the sections that is in the system, and then I will add my sections and frames. For example, floor beam, typical floor beam, roof beam. Then I have column, typical column, floor column, and then roof column. We have landing beam, all the sections that I will use in the section in the drawing. Rectangular, I will choose here. I will say define. After define, it will come to me this table. I will choose select a rectangular shape, and then it will come to me the rectangular. The name, I will say, for example, ground floor beam. And then I will go take the size of the beam. So now we have to measure it from the AutoCAD, or you make a logical guess for the depth and the width of the beam. For example, 4 بسلسة is the width, 4 is the depth, or I will choose here 3 بحياة. I will make the depth like the width, and it's like I will know the width from here, and the depth I will guess it, and must be logical guess. Anyhow, I have a salasa, and then I will choose the shape or rectangular, the material I will نطقمه. For example, C25. I will choose here C25. So the name, the material property, for the beam I will use C25, the shape rectangular, and the color, and then I would choose the depth and the width by meter. And then also when you choose, like, let me fix the meter, the length, the units, I have to fix it whenever I go to another. Focus on the length by millimeter by meter, because that's how many brats depending on the shape of the beam. They will arrange the barrett. Look, Rasul, they make for you the arrangement. And this, I will modify the reinforcement. I will choose beam. This is column. In the beam, I will see how much the cover I missed plus the diameter over 2. If I choose diameter higher, so 10 plus cement متصربت برة cement, and all will comes to me 4 like this. I will change it to meter 0.04. This is for the cover of the concrete, the barrett reinforcement. The bottom it's the same. Then it will tell me how much barrett meter there. Okay, I will choose as the design reinforcement per the design, display per the design. Anyhow, this is for the beam. I can add another for this ground floor beam, and then typical floor beam, and then roof beam, and check the size from the AutoCAD, or you can guess it, logical guess, and مسكبات. Here I will add another rectangular. For example, if I choose the colon, this is just to guess the colon. أول شي هيبقى ثلاثة بهاية again. It's not the depth of the colon. Here in the system just say depth width, but it doesn't say length and width. And the depth from the AutoCAD I cannot, but can guess it. Or from the structural design you can take the depth of each column and put it here by meter in the system. So we will about it by meter. And then I will modify it. Look at the picture, already tell you how many breadths and how is the shape that I entered the size in. Here I will choose its column, so a rectangular column, and then at the cover for the column, if I use C30 I will make it Hamza plus D/2 if it's Bala Asrarat, or Bala Asrarat if I choose Sabat plus cement, and then the cover will be 0.63 like this, plus. We used to take in structural theory how to make the cover of the column, a beam, and the longitude, the cover of the whole, how you can calculate it. And then tells you how many breadths, what's the size of the breadth you choose for this column, bala haya kahona, bala sarat, and everything. Okay. And once you say okay, it will display in the design. Add the column of the ground floor, typical floors, and the roof floor. So let's continue adding the column and other sections of the design. And we will add also the landing beam. It's good that they arrange the برات راسه system arrange ያደርጋል ወይስ you can change it, the size and how many برات from the properties of the section. Modify reinforcement, you click in it and then you start filling the details you want to arrange. Anyhow, once you begin the structural execution, you fill all the details here, or you can guess it as you will the design drawing and get the full design of the ETABS. This is to calculate the maximum load, to know, to decide which material type you will use for a section, like concrete and these things. And then you follow. Whenever you want to edit, you just edit. You click on edit and you edit everything. You will add, you modify, you can modify. So till you finish the project, these informations, this system must be with you. And then you check the result and you can apply it for another project and so on. Here I added all the material sections I want, the columns, the typical floor, ground floor, roof, the beam landing, and the beam of all the slabs. Then when you click display on the design, then open.